Okay. Birthdays. Guess what I'm trying to say is how proud I am, how grateful I am to be standing in a room with every single person I love. I'm the luckiest man alive.
Make a wish, buddy.
10-4, good buddy. Going down.
In celebration of Ryan Reynolds' birthday, let's take a look at a movie that's not a horror movie at all, but because it has supernatural elements and it was on Netflix and Chill's place on Netflix, so I guess whatever. Let's take a look at R.I.P.D. Rest in Peace Department, which is Ryan Reynolds' final comic book disaster before the Deadpool trilogy came out. And in this film, he plays Nick, a cop who gets shot by his partner, played by Kevin Bacon, during a patrol. And he is sent to a world where he joins the Rest in Peace Department, a police force that hunts supernatural stuff like creatures, stuff like that, in a way. Where he teams up with Roy, played by Jeff Bridges, and they don't get along that much well, but they do get along later at the end. And I thought this was I should probably say that I thought this movie was better than Green Lantern and much better than X-Men Origins. It's kind of an interesting movie, to say the least, because I do like the premise of the idea where a cop gets killed, but then gets a new but after he dies, he become part of a police force of deceased police officers, and teams up with like a 1900s westernish cop, played by Jeff Bridges, and I thought that was an interesting premise. It could have been not it's kind of a fun buddy cop comedy. There's some good humor. One in particular I'll get into later. I thought Ryan Reynolds was decent in the role. He kind of giggled me in a way for one or two scenes, and I thought Jeff Bridges was fun in the role. Like he is kind of having a good time as Roy. But his character is kind of a jerk at the same time as well. Though he gets better at the end, of course. And I thought Kevin Bacon, the main antagonist of the movie, was a meh villain, honestly. Not too big of a deal. Not one of my favorite villains. And not my favorite Kevin Bacon role. I thought the special effects look disastrous. Yeah, that's the worst part. The CGI looks terrible. And it kind of sucks because the action is kind of passable, though it is ruined by the terrible CGI. Not just for like the creatures, which look horrific, man. They look like something from Polar Express or the Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey, like those Robert Zemeckis animated features. They look like they're from those movies, man. All the monsters figures look terrible, and the action was again like ruined by this terrible CGI. Although the kind of climax was a little fun, but still bad CGI, man. Bad CGI. A little worse than Underworld and possibly Green Lantern. Honestly, in a way. Probably my favorite part of the movie is whenever they cut to like after Nick dies and after Nick sees his funeral, he tries to approach Julia, his wife, but nobody knows he's Nick because the R.I.P.D force has like different like disguises where everyone thinks they're someone else. Like Nick is like an old Chinese dude before at the end he becomes a little becomes a little kid, and Roy becomes a woman that everyone has a thing for her or him. I don't know, which I thought was like a funny gag throughout the movie. Like every time that happens, I kind of laugh at it. Like it was like my favorite part of the movie when they cut to those parts. Thought that was funny. I thought like the world building, like in like the Rest in Peace department place, was interesting. It looks decent. Honestly, I know that they made a sequel, but I don't. But nobody's seen it, of course. And yeah, I do think R.I.P.D has an interesting premise, decent performance. Uh, me, uh, Not so great set of character. Like Nick is probably my favorite character. Um, Honestly, but again, it's ruined by the terrible CGI on the like the monstrous creatures and the action sequences. Though my favorite part is like the disguises are funny. So yeah, R.I.P.D is kind of an average movie in a way. It's kind of average. It was kind of better than I expected, honestly. I don't know how people feel about that, but to me it was. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the R.I.P.D. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on it, and happy birthday, Ryan Reynolds, and stay tuned and bye for more Halloween videos. We get more horror-ish this time around.